Hi guys, my name is Austin, and what you see behind me here is a pretty big build I've been working on for just about a month and streaming for the past 2 weeks. And what I decided I was going to do was give a quick little walkthrough of what exactly it is I've been working on here, what my plans are, where I'm going with it, and while I'm here, I figure I might as well talk about why I'm on YouTube in the first place. So, I got into Minecraft when it was pretty new, back when it was in beta, I think even before creative mode existed. And I played for a while. I played for a few years, and then I just kind of, I don't know, I just fell away from Minecraft. And just lately, I've really started to get back into the game and started to watch the YouTubers that have been working on it lately and just see where the game has gone since I left it, you know. And it's just a completely different game now. But this is my first big build since I've gotten back into the game, and I am thrilled with where we're at so far. So what you're seeing up here right now is this big sand island that I've made in the middle of this floating kind of lake we have up here. And what I want to talk to you about is how this all came to be and where I'm going. So the build started with this island right here, just this little guy. And I opened it up in a snapshot world, which was really dumb, because I wanted to experiment with half slabbing and stairs and everything with all of the new textured slabs and stairs that are in the game. I understand that was a bad idea, considering the now massive scale of this build. The fact that I've been building it in a snapshot is probably the dumbest thing I could be doing. But here we are. So we started with that island that you can see just left of center there, and then this rim that surrounds the whole, it kind of defines the shape of the build, was the first thing to go in. And that's because I knew that I wanted the waterfalls. So what I wanted to do first was build in the rim and then kind of mark off where I wanted breaks in the waterfall. Obviously that one was already there. And just kind of get an idea for what this cascade was going to look like, because it's important to the character of the build. It kind of is the first thing you see. The part of it that I've been working on right now is this island system you can see below me. So this is going to be the base of the build. And what's going in here is what's going to be the main part of the city, right? So we're going to have this large wall going along the backside that kind of closes in this basin, because the whole point of this build is we have an old village that's been a part of this landscape seemingly forever, that's been taken over by a large, very expensive-looking citadel that has basically dominated the terrain. So that's the reason for a natural wall on this side and a man-made wall on this side. And obviously, I haven't gotten started on any of that kind of construction, and I don't plan to. The only reason this is here is to give me an idea of where I have to stop. So, as I've said in the streams before, I'm going to be building this kind of in stages relative to the way it would come about in real life. It's kind of an experiment to see if that makes something that looks a little more organic. I'm keeping in mind roughly what I want to do with the Citadel, but I'm trying to force myself not to overthink that, and just working on a landscape that makes sense. Wherever the water's falling, obviously, is where there's going to be the most erosion, so that's where I have the deepest part of the rivers, which is marked by the gravel. Which, that's a ton of gravel, and it doesn't look particularly great right now, but my plan is to fill this all in with all the gravel, and then I'm going to put all the water in, and then I'm going to use the sand to make some better coastline. You can see I've kind of started to do that right here. This was the only one I really started to fill up, just to kind of test the idea out. And mostly what I found was I should do the whole thing first. So that's what I did. Help me. So I put up some fence gates here to stop the fish from falling, and all it did was collect the fish in one spot. So I decided to get rid of them, and what I'm going to have going on up here is a very slow redstone clock just gently pumping out fish to kind of restock the supply up in this lake. And then when they fall down here, I haven't quite come up with a solution for the build-up problem. I don't know anything about what Minecraft is now. Obviously, like I've said, it's a completely different animal. So maybe there's a way to get the fish to go somewhere so that I can just have a kill box or something like that. But, you know, obviously the water is not going to be flowing through these rivers in a way that I could just drain it at the end or something like that. So I need some way to remove the fish, or we're going to have way too many fish. We have a magical straggler still up here. Hello. What are you doing, sir? Be gone! There he goes. Look at how happy he is, swimming through the grass. So the center of this build is kind of the story. So what you can see behind me is this big sand island, right? And that's the only thing that I've made so far that has really anything to do with the structures that are going to be going in as I've planned them. So behind me is a big sand island that's intended to hold sort of a large cathedral that's probably going to stretch pretty high up. And that has been built out of sand. And as you can see, this is all full of sand. And it kind of makes a trail that goes through this way and around over here. And then there's this little sand trail that follows all the way inside. Goes all the way around and makes its way over here. Through the tree. And then you can see I have this kind of placeholder stone trail here. And the plan is for it to basically be as though the river people lived down here and slowly carried sand up to the top in order to make that island on which to build their religious center. So we have this big arch here, right? And that's going to be the basis for the structure of this cave. And what we're going to have in here is a bunch of wooden platforms floating and mounted and going all the way up the wall, kind of like just a wall-mounted and floating river mining town. And there will be some remnants of their structures reaching out into that area, but that area out there that looks so pretty now is mostly going to be dominated by the city. I do want to feature one thing on the build, which is this tree over here that I've been working on. Now, since I've been building this by hand over a very slow, very long period of time, this has obviously gotten way overgrown and is now this ugly, thick curtain that just completely covers the willow tree that I built that I was really happy about. But we have this nice tree with a root system. You can even, check this out. So you can just kind of walk through, and then there's just this nice little vined off entrance that you can just walk through and come over here and find yourself just right out here, where you'll be able to see kind of the whole build. And this does not, wow, this really, that was very anticlimactic. Look at this. This is nothing. Look at the wall of green. How beautiful. Okay, so what's supposed to happen is there's going to be kind of a part. So you're going to be able to see the city from right under this tree in this little viewing area here. So yeah, that about covers it. I'm going to have more streams on this build as I'm working on it. And I will certainly have more videos as I have more specific ideas about what exactly it is I'm doing here to give you an idea of what I'm working on and where I'm going. And I'm probably going to do, if anybody's interested, some videos on me kind of relearning the features of Minecraft I've forgotten and learning the new features as they come out. Because, I mean, this game is just a completely different animal. And I think watching somebody like me who came from the beta basically straight to now, like time travel, might be pretty entertaining to watch me fumble through the absolute monster of a game that Minecraft is now. So, yeah, let me know if you think that'd be something worth watching, and thanks for checking it out. I'll see you next time.